Rev it up and welcome to Cars Yeah, show number 2037. Be prepared to be inspired.
This is Cars Yeah, where you'll enjoy interviews with inspiring automotive enthusiasts. Mark Green is here to provide you with a fuel injection of automotive inspiration. So get in, sit down, buckle up, and get ready for a wild ride here on Cars Yeah.
Hello, inspiring automotive enthusiasts, and welcome to Cars Yeah. Guess what? I'm back in my hometown, beautiful San Diego, California today with a very special guest by the name of Idaliz Maldonado. Idaliz, welcome to Cars Yeah. Do you have it in gear? And are you ready to release the clutch?
Yes, I am.
Ready to go. Well, I'm thinking about the sunshine and the beaches of my youth down there surfing, being back in San Diego. So I'm a bit jealous because it's a little rainy where I live today. But that's okay. You're living the life just like I did. But before I give you a proper introduction and we learn about your life and your world, what's one little thing that maybe people don't know about you?
I think that my first name is actually Judith. So my on my birth certificate name is Judith, and my mom has always called me Idaliz ever since I was born, and I've been using that since then.
Well, so we should say, "Hey, Jude,"
Yes.
The old Beatles song. That's very interesting. Was that a nickname your mom gave you?
Idaliz it's a funny story. She took her favorite two actresses, Ida and Liz,
okay,
and combined the two, and that's how she came up with the name that I currently go by.
Oh, that's fascinating. Well, it's a beautiful name, Idaliz. And when we first got on the phone, I thought I was being a very smart guy going back to my high school Spanish and saying Idaliz. And I was saying, well, actually, it's Idaliz is the way most people pronounce it. Either way, it's a beautiful name. So fascinating story. We will give you a proper introduction, and we're going to talk about this new franchise you've got going there. Very, very cool. And I love one aspect of this in particular, which we'll get into in a minute. Idaliz Maldonado is the executive general manager of San Diego-based Hello Automotive Mazda dealership. She is approaching nearly 2 decades of automotive sales experience. She has achieved her success with a focus on customer service and customer satisfaction. Oh, there's a novel thought for car buying. Very nice. She began her career in the automotive industry in Minnesota, where it's not so sunny all the time, moving to sunny San Diego in 2021 to launch the new Hello Automotive brand on the West Coast. The Hello Automotive Group is working to change the automotive industry with a focus on striving to make the car buying experience simple, easy, and stress-free. Their simple one-price approach removes the biggest challenge for buyers, the haggle and stress it induces. Well, that's all gone. Buyers work with a single point of contact throughout their search and purchase. That is a nice touch as well. We'll be back to learn a lot more about the Hello Automotive Group, but first a word from our valued sponsors, so give them a little listen and we'll be right back. I love Covercraft's new 5-layer all-climate cover. It was developed and engineered for anything Mother Nature can throw our way. It's very soft, breathable, and easy to store and pampers your paint and interior surfaces, providing maximum UV, rain, dust, and snow protection. Add their gust guards for windy conditions for extra protection. Their 5-layer all-climate cover is custom-tailored with Covercraft's attention to detail, form and fit with a quality and attention that's been their standard since 1965. Covercraft protects cars, trucks, motorcycles, RVs, trailers, and watercraft too. Every one of my vehicles is protected by a Covercraft cover. And I have a deal for you. Use the code YEAH21 at covercraft.com and you'll get 10% off your Covercraft order plus free shipping. That's right, 10% off and free shipping. Just type in the word YEAH, Y-E-A-H, 21 at checkout, YEAH21 at covercraft.com. Covercraft, protecting the things that move you. Most people don't think about their collector car insurance until their annual premium becomes due. Well, why wait and see if there are better options for your beloved rides? I didn't. Did you know if you change carriers before your policy runs out, your insurance company has to refund you the unearned portion of your policy premium? I did my homework, I shopped around, and I found American Collectors Insurance. And that's who protects my Porsche Turbo. That's right, the one I call my Orange Crush. They've been protecting collector vehicles since 1976. I encourage you to call my friends at American Collectors Insurance. Ask them about their agreed value policy. And if your collector vehicle is on your regular auto policy, you will be shocked at the savings, not to mention the assurance, should something bad happen to your ride, that you'll get what your vehicle is actually worth. Give them a call today for a quote at 866-ACI-YEAH. That's 866-224-9324. Tell them you're a friend of Mark Green at Cars Yeah! American Collectors Insurance. Classic car insurance designed by collectors for collectors. Automotive enthusiasts just like you and me. That's American Collectors Insurance. Give them a call today. All right, Idaliz, we are back, and I'm going to dive a little deeper into your world. So I'm going to go back first before we get into the Hello Automotive Group and what you guys are doing, and talk about why you got into the automotive industry. You're in Minnesota. I used to go to Minnesota a lot because the company I used to be with, we printed a catalog there, so I made 5 trips a year there. I got very familiar with that city. It was a beautiful city. Darn cold in the winter, though. Holy cow. I don't know how you guys did it. So let's talk about your role in the automotive industry, something you've been doing for a long time, why you got into it, why you're still in it, why you love it so much.
Sure. I started actually as a file clerk years and years ago during high school. And during that time, you learn to deal with different personalities and people. And I got to see, that salesperson introducing themselves, showing the cars. And I really it stuck with me all the way through college and through, I was in the mortgage industry for some time in between. After going to college and being in real estate, I was recruited by the same company that I was a file clerk for to launch the smart car store. So,
oh, wow. Those little tiny smart cars, huh?
Exactly. I became the finance manager at that location. They had just opened it up. It had just launched in the U.S. in 2007. So it was such an awesome experience to be able to build from the bottom up, kind of like what we're doing here at Hello, and going through and really just getting my feet wet in the industry. And the smart car was a different view of everything as well, just because it was from Europe. Everything was a little bit laid out differently. So I got to learn every role, particularly with that brand, when I was there.
Wow. And you did that during a very challenging time because 2007, 2008, we had a major disruption in the economic sector, which affected car buying.
Oh, yeah.
So, boy, talk about indoctrination with your feet to the fire.
Yes, it was actually pretty good for us just because of the Cash for Clunkers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Promotion that they had ran. So they were looking for cars. People were looking for cars that had the biggest amount of miles per gallon, right?
Yeah.
The most fuel efficient cars. And we were the ones.
Yeah.
We were the ones that could get them that extra mileage per gas tank. So that way they were able to qualify for the program.
Yeah, well, boy, and we're going through that right now. Holy cow, what's going on? Oh my gosh, I've been around a lot longer than you have, but this is a ramp up like I have never seen. It's a little bit frightening for sure. So let's fast forward to Hello Automotive Group. I like some of the elements of what you guys are doing because for most people when they go out to buy a car, they're so excited, but after the experience, they come home kind of upset, and I'm one of them. I bought many new cars throughout my life. Now, luckily, I've got a great dealer here that I bought several of my cars from, and they've done things really well. But you still always kind of wonder, did I really get the right price? And that's one of the elements of what you guys are doing at Hello Automotive. You've taken that out of the equation, and I've got to ask you this question. Number one, I know why you did it, but why doesn't everybody do that? Now, many listeners are going, duh, Mark, because people want to make as much as they can, but that's probably the biggest obstacle for car buyers.
Right. So we basically have taken out the negotiation part, right? We do that negotiation part for you. We actively look at what's being priced online, what the manufacturer is giving us, and we are definitely being aggressive. So that way, when you come here, you're just ready for the excitement of buying your new car, right?
Yeah.
We say, hey, this is the best price that we're able to do today compared to the market. We're number one or even number two, but at least we can definitely be confident in telling you that it's a great deal, right?
Yeah.
We search the market. We can even show you at times comparing to every store around our area. We are being super aggressive.
I love this because, again, that is the biggest obstacle for most people is that haggling. A lot of people don't like to do that, but they also don't like to feel like they leave with their new car and they kind of get taken advantage of. The other aspect of what you're doing is this single point contact, because that's the second thing that happens when you're negotiating for a car. The salesman gets to be all chummy and then he pulls you in his office and he takes you into that other person's office, that office that you used to be the finance manager. And you're like, why am I in here now? Why are they trying to get my pants taken off? Use a bad vision, but you know what I mean. So is that another, if I've read that right, is that another aspect you've taken away? You just have to deal with one person. You don't have to get jostled around.
Exactly. So our sales consultant will greet you at the door. They'll show you your vehicle. They'll present to you, the protection packages and everything that you might, be interested in or wanting to protect your investment. And then they take you all the way through. They come to me, they say, hey, Idaliz, we're ready for getting everything done and through the bank. I go ahead and click submit and we print out the paperwork for your guests and we're ready to go.
Okay, other car dealers, wake up, pay attention. This is what you need to be doing so that this experience is enjoyable for us. I went to buy our first car when my wife and I got married, first new car. And I literally got up at one point. I was so angry. And I said, I came here so excited. And you've made this so miserable. We are leaving. Goodbye. And my wife's like, but I wanted that car right there. I'm like, we'll go find another one. I'm done. I'm not doing this. And I remember so well, the guy chased me out there. I got in the car. He's literally knocking on my window. Please come back. Please come back. We finally got the car for what we originally said we wanted to pay. But that was after 3 years. It felt like 3 years.
It felt like 3 years, right?
3 hours of misery. And I still was angry when I left. I mean, I was literally almost shaking. I'm like, why did that have to be so bad? And we kept that car for 10 years. We loved that car. It was a little VW Jetta GLI. It was a wonderful car. I had our first child and took a lot of trips. So Hello Automotive. Now, tell me about the company has originally come from Minnesota. Is that where the base is?
Well, the base is actually here. The people that started it were originally from Minnesota.
Okay.
So he moved here. He found what he liked and what he didn't like in regards to how everything was being done in this market, and ended up just opening up shop in 1999. Or sorry, 1999.
I was gonna say, were you in junior high or elementary school or something like that?
You would think.
Yeah.
In 2019. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Time flies, Look at it from my side of the fence. I talked to somebody earlier today that said, I think it was 2000, and I went, that was 22 years ago. Oh my gosh, how could that be? Yeah.
I know.
Scary. Anyway, you continue.
So he came here in 2019. He decided that this is the place he wanted to be. He had always traveled here and then ended up, building home here.
Nice. Well, I think this is pretty cool. And I've got to ask, since I grew up in San Diego, how have you liked living there?
Oh my God, it is marvelous. The weather is perfect.
Yeah.
Not complaining about it at all. But although people around me say that this has been one of the worst winters they've had, which to me is like a little rain, a little fog, I can deal with that. And just like the one thing that I would not like, that I don't like, is the traffic.
Yeah, it's become very crowded. We go back down there to visit. I'm going to be going down in April for the La Jolla Concours, which will be a wonderful event, and where I grew up there in San Diego. And every time we've gone back, it's like worse and worse and worse. But you know what?
Yeah.
That's what happens. Things change and so forth. So it's the same where I live now. I've been here 28 years, and I went out yesterday to do something, and I went, what's all this traffic? Because I work at home, so I don't have to deal with commuting anymore. But that's just part of living in the sunshine. They call that the sunshine tax. And I gave you a little tip here, Idaliz. There's a little thing called La Nina, El Nino, and about every 10 years, the weather adjusts. So that so-called bad winter, that won't last. It goes away.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it goes away.
Thank goodness. I thought I brought it with me from Minnesota.
No. 10, 20 below zero, that's what you would have brought, and that's not going to happen down there. Well, I love what you guys are doing. I think this is cool. I have to ask you this because this is Women's Month in a way. I've interviewed close to 400 women here on the show. How has it been for you being a woman in an industry that's typically been male-dominated? Now, this has changed a lot, and I've seen a lot of people and had a lot of guests on the show that are involved in the automotive sector that are women, but how has it been for you?
It's been an excellent experience for me. I literally have always been greeted with open hands. I've always been the one to ensure that when I'm chatting with someone or in a room of executives, I don't treat them any differently than I would treat my family member, right? So for me, it's being myself in the industry is what has gotten me, I think, where I'm at. I don't pretend to be someone that I'm not, because that's just not me. And it has really just brought me success because I'm honest, I have integrity, I treat everyone with respect, and I expect the same.
Wouldn't it be nice if everybody in the world did that? That's all we need. Yeah, that's all we need. Just follow Idaliz's lead, world. So let's talk about a driving inspiration, somebody that's been a key mentor or someone who's been very influential and positive in your life. Who's that person? How they helped?
Oh my goodness. I've had so many influential people in my life that it was hard to really pick the one. I've had a couple that have really stuck out, and it's number one, my brother. His name is Angel. And then my fiance as well. His name is Rob. I think with both of them in my life, they have changed my aspect of what life should look like and who I can become, right? They've always said, don't doubt yourself. Don't be afraid. You got this more than you think you got it. Just be yourself and move forward, and you can do it.
How nice to have a brother who's an angel. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's so important to have great people around you. And I always say that it goes back to what Mom taught us. Pick your friends wisely. And those are the ones you should be around. So it's wonderful to have those kind of people in your lives. So very, very cool. Happy and congratulations on the upcoming wedding. Are you going to be getting married this year?
Oh, no.
No?
We have been on this journey for some time. We had planned the actual wedding for 10/10/2020. And,
oh, gosh.
Obviously we know what happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we haven't rescheduled it yet, but looking to do it within the next couple of years, and being with the move and things like that. We definitely are looking forward to doing it, maybe in sunny San Diego now.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of great places. We'll take a short break. We come back. Let's talk a little bit about a challenge you faced in your life. So keep that thought in mind, and we'll be right back. Oh, before I let you go, though, your dealership, I was neglectful in asking you this, primarily Mazdas, or do you sell other marques?
At my dealership here in San Diego, Kearny Mesa, we have Mazdas, but we do have additional rooftops that offer Subaru and Kia. That's it.
Very cool. All right, we'll be right back. I've teamed up with AutoGeek because, well, they've been the leading source of auto detailing products, accessories for more than 20 years. Their Pinnacle Sovereign Paste Wax is specially formulated from Brazilian carnauba wax. It's easy to apply on any paint surface and provides that warm glow that we love, especially me on my vehicles. You're going to love it too. A favorite of car shows countrywide, Pinnacle Sovereign Paste Wax from AutoGeek wipes on easily, requires no drying time, is easy to remove, and provides up to 90 days of protection against damaging environmental contaminants. This wax is designed to exceed the standards of the most discriminating enthusiasts and collectors. Go to autogeek.net to get yours for the best product selection on the internet today, along with their very skilled technical support. Autogeek.net. That's where I go for all my detailing needs. That's autogeek.net. I've discovered Linkage. It's a new quarterly publication and website that covers the automotive market, driving, restoring, collecting, and discovering your passion for motor vehicles. Linkage is about experiences, opinions, and values. Linkage is an actual informed, reasoned opinion based on first-hand experiences. A talented linkage team covers the automotive world, the people who share your passion and mine, smart, considered, rational, and experienced opinions, ones you can learn from and grow. That includes our passion that drives auctions and the collector car market. So come with me and join us on this journey. And be sure to use the code CARSYEAH when you subscribe, and they'll give you $10 off. Boom! Linkage, geared for the automotive life. Subscribe today at linkagemag.com. So, Idaliz, let's talk about this. Big challenge, big failure, something that was a big obstacle in your life. And this is really more about how you turn that around to a wonderful learning experience. Maybe it wasn't so wonderful at the time, but it's about that lesson learned, taking it forward in a positive way. So take us on a bit of a rough ride.
I think the biggest challenge, especially in this business, is really having to work with so many types of different personalities, right? Good, bad, indifferent. I got to work with a couple of different manufacturers, and I'm talking not just clients, but also manufacturers and, you know, the people that you rub elbows with when you go to meetings and things like that. Everybody's different, from your employees all the way through. So in this business, I think one of the biggest challenges is really how to handle all these different personalities day in and day out and keep your sanity. Yeah. I think, you know, with working with Smart Car and Mercedes and Bentley and Aston Martin, all those different manufacturers have a different set of agendas. When you're chatting with that client or you're chatting with that consultant at an Aston Martin store, it's a little bit different than when you're chatting with someone at the Smart Car store or in the service aisle. So I think that has been one of the biggest challenges for me, but I really have learned how to really embrace it and take it and learn from each opportunity that I've had to grow. So I feel like that's been one of the biggest things, and I feel like it has just made me better, made me grow and become who I am in the business and who I am today.
You know, let's delve into this a little deeper, because I think this is an incredibly valuable perspective and way to go through life. You see people in different situations. It could be a boss, a manager, or somebody that you're dealing with that isn't doing this very well because they don't know how to, number one, read people, meaning, okay, who am I dealing with here and how do I need to adjust to work with them, to help them? How have you done that? Because, yeah, you think about from the person in the service bay to the customer, talk about challenging people, different people within the workplace. And you mentioned it there, Smart Cars to Aston Martins, Mercedes-Benz, all these different types of personalities. How'd you do that so well?
You know, to me, I feel like it's just a different level on an elevator ride, right?
Okay.
So you're dealing with people. They're just people, no matter what brand they're looking at or what their situation is in life. You literally just have to get off on their elevator level and chat with them as you would on elevator level 1. And they literally are so receptive to that. They just really enjoy the fact that you treat them like a normal person or that you treat them like a valuable person. Once you treat somebody with value, they really value that about it, right? They like somebody that's honest, that has integrity in the business, and that if I don't know an answer, I say I don't know the answer. Let me try to find out for you. I'll make sure I'll call you back on that. So that's been, yeah.
Sounds like the key word there is respect. Just simply, it goes back to your other saying, just be respectful of everyone. And I think part of this challenge too is what I said earlier in learning to what I call read people. And one of the things that I learned it from a great book, Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And we're going to talk about books in a little bit. I love his number 5, which is first listen to understand and then speak to be understood.
Yep.
That's a key part of understanding and helping people, right?
For sure.
Yeah, I love that saying. I always try to remember that when I feel like I'm spiraling down a bad path.
Yeah.
No matter it's the person making my coffee or in the case of a contractor I hired last week that wasn't quite doing things the way I wanted to do it. You can fly off the handle, or you can be respectful and then try to focus on, well, here's what I would like from you. How can we get there? So
exactly.
Yeah. Let's talk about a special vehicle, because you're a lady who's been around cars. So I'm guessing you're a car gal and you like cars. So is there a special vehicle in your life? And if so, tell me about that ride.
You're not going to believe it. It was.
Don't tell me you don't drive a car.
No, I do drive a car, but the special vehicle in my life would have to be my dad's station wagon from when we were kids, right? You always like to sit in the back. You always want to look. They say don't look in your rear view mirror, but you're facing the back. So you're literally just enjoying the journey from a different point of view, and just, the experiences that you have as a kid in a car ride alone are amazing. But in a car like this, it's just such great memories. Like, I remember going on, field trips and going to, family dinners, and always being able to play with my cousins and my friends and things like that in the car were amazing. I mean, it's just one of the ones that I always think back to when I'm thinking about cars. I'm like, out of all the cars that I've really had, this is the most memorable one.
What kind of station wagon did your dad have?
Oh my gosh, a burgundy one. I don't even know what it was. I really don't know. I just know it had like 3 rows, and the third row was facing the opposite way, and it was probably in the early 90s.
Okay.
So I have no idea, but I really know that car sticks out the most.
Yeah. So my next question then would be, how come most car makers are not making station wagons anymore? Now, I know the answer because people don't want them, but I love station wagons, but you can't hardly find any.
I know, it's so true. And they are actually they're coming back around.
Are they?
I know Audi and Mercedes have launched a couple of those that are they're hot rods, right? They have high horsepower. They have nice styling packages on them. So I've seen a few, driving around. And when I was at Mercedes, they were high demand, and they're pretty popular out there. It's a niche client for sure.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I really always wanted to have a station wagon in our house. And my wife, we had a Acura. Well, we had that Jet I spoke of. We had an Acura Legend, and then we bought our first SUV. Now, my wife's very petite, and so she got in an SUV. I was trying to steer her towards I think it was a Mercedes wagon we were looking at. But she got in that SUV. She goes, ooh, I like kind of being up high, because I'm always like the little tiny person,
Yes.
And I know one of my great listeners, good morning, Chris. He's always listening. He drives a Dodge Magnum. Cool station wagon.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of power. Yeah, the Audi, those wagons are very cool. And they make one that I love, but it's like $100,000. So.
Yeah, the Avant, right?
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. I rode in a Mercedes, I think it was an E63 wagon that was insane. When you went around the corner, the seat bolsters inflated to keep you in the seat.
Yep.
You can tell, I picked a $160,000 car. So, but
well, you know how to pick them.
I do. Well, I kind of like fancy European cars. But at any rate, that was fun. We had an Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser when I was a little boy. And my sister and I would ride in the back. I remember driving all the way to Texas in that thing, looking out the back, getting the truck drivers to honk their horns. Wonderful memories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to crawl on your head a little bit. I'm going to be your car psychologist today. If you were manifest as a car, this isn't what you want to be. This is how you perceive the lady in the mirror. What would you be, but more importantly, why?
I would say the Aston Martin DB11 Volante.
Okay, here we go. Very nice. So what are the aspects of that Aston that you personify with?
Well, it's elegant, it's classy, it's sporty, it's luxurious, it's refined. Aston Martin itself is such a heartfelt brand. They take to heart everything. They build from the exterior in at times, right? They first make the shape of the car, the lines of the car, and then they say, okay, now let's figure out the noise of the car. Let's put an engine in it. Let's make it good. So It's just such a nice driving car. I literally loved having to drive it in Europe when I was there, and also, at one of my last stores. So it literally just describes me, right? Elegant, classy, sporty, luxurious, and refined.
There you go. I love it. Very nicely done. Beautiful cars. Yeah, they're just spectacular. Ever since the first Vantage came out and that whole transition happened.
Oh, yeah.
And also under new management or ownership, whatever, the quality levels came up from the early Aston Martins, which were a little dicey, a little suspect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So now they've just become these beautiful, elegant cars. They're just absolutely wonderful. Love them. So let's talk about a great book. I mentioned Stephen Covey's book, one of my favorites earlier. Is there a great book you've read that you'd like to share?
There was one book that stuck out was Girls Stop Apologizing. It literally has been one of my favorite books. I listen to it when I travel on my iPods or my AirPods. I just like the vibe of the book. It really just tells it like it is, right? It says, stop apologizing. You are who you are, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So really enjoyed reading that and really enjoy the inspirational piece to that book. Yeah,
it's an interesting book, and I think it's been great for women. It's by Rachel Hollis?
Holly.
Holly.
Yes.
Holly, yeah.
I think it's Holly.
I think it's Hollis, but maybe
yes,
don't pronounce
that's
the
it.
S. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great, it's even, in a way, I had this talk with a friend of mine once, a guy, and we're talking about, that kind of works for everybody in a way. Mm-hmm. I realize why it's geared towards women and the reasons for that. But be who you are. And as long as you're straightforward and honest and respectable and take care of other people, you are who you are. So don't
and
need
she
to
literally,
apologize.
she's a mom, and she just goes through and says, you know what? This is me. That's all I got.
Right. Yeah. I am who I am. I am that I am. I think that was Popeye the Sailor Man that first said that. So there you go. Aging myself again. So let's go on the ultimate drive here today. I have an open checkbook. I'm going to take you anywhere in the world. You're going to take yourself, actually, but I'm going to pay for it. You can pick any car. You can pick anyone to be with, somebody living or someone who's passed, and you can be driving anywhere. So if it's that Aston Martin through the Alps, so be it. What does the ultimate drive look like for you?
I would love to just take, number one, an Aston Martin DB5 with my mom who has passed and just talk to her about life in general, right? Like catch her up on what I've done and where I've been and where the road led me, right? Because I lost her at a young age. It was before I was 21 and literally it was a hard thing for me.
Yeah.
But if you could wave that wand, I'd definitely hop in that DB5 and I'd take her around. I would say somewhere here in California, maybe Napa Valley, and kind of just drive her in those back roads and really just show her and talk to her about my experience in life.
Nice. She'd be very proud, no doubt. And boy, I wish I could make that happen. That sounds like a lot of fun. Of course, might have trouble hearing each other because those old DB5s are a little loud, but yeah.
Yes.
You'd be like the James Bond version of cruising through the winery, the wine fields up there in Napa Valley. That would be very nice. Well, Idaliz, this has been really fun, and I'm really glad I got to have you on the show here, especially during March, Women's Month. It's fantastic. Really proud of what you've done. This is great. A little jealous that you're sitting down there in the sunshine as the rain falls here, but I've gotten used to it, and I'll be back down there in April, so I'll say hello. Before I let you go, could you share maybe some words of wisdom, advice, or a success quote, a mantra, or inspiration for our listeners today?
I would say to really just go for your dreams. The sky's the limit when it comes to things that you are capable of, especially in this business. Over the years, things have really changed within the last, 20 to 30 years. So don't believe the stereotypes. Keep pushing forward. Go for what you want, and you'll get there.
Absolutely.
It'll be something that you can talk about in the future.
Absolutely. You can do it no matter what. You just got to be willing to work hard and be forthright and honest and treat people with respect. Pretty easy. Easy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How can people learn more about Hello Automotive Group?
You can visit our website, hellomazdaofsandiego.com. You can also visit our Facebook and Instagram. Just Google us and everything will display.
All right. Very cool. And I would assume no matter where somebody is in the country, they could buy a car from you?
Absolutely. We sell from coast to coast.
Yeah, that's the great thing about these days. Yeah, you don't have to stay local. Now, it's nice to stay local and support people, but if they're not supporting you or they can't provide you with the service and things like Hello Automotive Group can, here you go. Here's your opportunity. Hey, I want to do a thank you shout out to Loudon Fenster, Director of PR at Linehan Foy, for introducing me to Idaliz. Thank you, Loudon. You brought me a winner today. Idaliz, thank you for being so generous today with your time and expertise and for sharing what you're doing. Very proud of what you're doing there. Until you and I talk again, I'll see you down the road.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome. If you're listening to this program, there's a pretty good chance you believe what I believe, that the collector vehicles we love are more than just a means of getting from one place to the other. They're a part of our culture, our identity, and as a people, they bring us together at vintage races, classic car auctions, and 1,000-mile rallies. That's why I support the RPM Foundation, which exists to ensure that the critical skills necessary to preserve and restore these important vehicles aren't lost to time. RPM stands for Restoration, Preservation, and Mentorship, and their goal is to inspire the next generation of vehicle restoration professionals through its outreach programs. And they include Shop Hop, Off to the Races, the RPM Future Class, and many others. These programs engage talented young people across the country and connect them with mentors and a variety of opportunities in the industry. For more information on how the RPM Foundation is driving the future of collector vehicles skill trade, visit rpm.foundation today.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's ride here at Cars Yeah. Drive on over to carsyeah.com to find show notes and inspiring automotive fun. Download your free copy of Filler Up, a fun book filled with gorgeous photographs of fuel filler fun, including quotes from more inspiring automotive enthusiasts. Download your copy today, and we'll see you next time on Cars Yeah.